The other thing, and I think you saw this movie as well.
Yeah.
I saw La La Land, which I kind of talked about in the news segment. I loved this movie.
Okay.
I really did. I really, the film, it. I was excited about it. I was interested in it. I hadn't seen much of it. I think the first time that I saw the full trailer was actually like I overheard Dana watching it before we went to the movie. I didn't watch it with her. It was just it was a cinematic breath of fresh air. I mean, it's so wonderfully made. It's such a nice callback to classic Hollywood musicals while also being very modern and new. I love the story. And the themes of the story really, there was a lot of it that really spoke to me. Maybe we can talk a bit about that. Maybe if we go into a little bit of spoilers or something at the end. But I totally recommend the movie, and I'm interested to hear what you thought about it.
It's one of the biggest turnarounds I've done in a movie in a long, long time.
Interesting.
Like, I went into it, I heard nothing but amazing things from people. I think I'd only seen the trailer once or a teaser once or something. But I hated it at first. I was not into it at all. And part of that might have been because I wasn't really in a great mood when I got to the theater. So it was like, I'm sitting there like, I'm just not into this. Is it because I'm in a bad mood? What's going on? And I'd also seen Moana recently, which I liked. I wasn't head over heels for, like it's kind of getting praised for, but I did really enjoy it. But one of the things that I wasn't super thrilled with was I didn't think the music was all that special in it. Like, I thought it was fine, but nothing
interesting,
amazing. Overall, I did like the movie. We talked about the Mad Max reference and stuff. I thought that was cool. So I was sitting in La La Land going, am I just maybe over musicals? Like, is this... And then, like, right around the 20 or 30 minute mark, like, something just clicked and I was just on board. And by the end of it, I was in love with it. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
I do plan on seeing it again. I know...
I can't wait to see it again. I hope it comes to the theater right by us.
Because I think it's supposed to go wide, I think, this weekend or another week or two. I'm going to take my girlfriend to see it because I think she'll like it. And I want to see it again. And maybe with a different mindset, I might feel differently about the beginning. But, like, that whole opening sequence, I was just not into.
I loved how cinematic it was, the way the camera flowed. See, the interesting thing about seeing it again, and I was still like feeling out the music, and you're always feeling out like seeing people do this. It always, because we only see musicals every once in a while, it is always like, all right, let me get my mind into.
Well, that's the thing.
This aspect of it.
The music isn't like super catchy either.
But see,
but
I agree, but I don't agree anymore.
Okay.
Because the entire day at work today, I had to do. I've been at my computer at work nonstop for 2 weeks, with this stupid project, and all day I probably listened to the soundtrack all the way through about 6 times today.
Wow.
And so, like, now the songs are very catchy, especially that one. There's that one, and then there's the one the first song that Emma Stone sings with her roommates.
Okay.
That initially when I saw the movie,
where she doesn't even really.
She doesn't sing too much in it. It's mostly the roommates. And then you were like, "Are you?"
Well, that was my thing. Like, is this going to be like a musical where like
some really great
where like neither
there.
lead even sings? Like that would be really interesting. Like, what are they going to?
But it's not. But I was impressed with the filmmaking in those scenes. I wasn't impressed with the songs.
Yeah.
But I think I've really come around on the songs and seen it a second time. Will be very interesting.
So I think it's the cinematic thing you mentioned. I think is interesting because it walks this line of being very cinematic, while also at a lot of times feeling like a stage musical or like an older Hollywood musical where it is just kind of staged and they just sort of let the actors and dancers kind of do their thing.
Which I love. There's a great moment. The poster, them at that light post, and they have this whole tap dance and this whole dance, and I was so happy that they didn't cut from any of that, so that you see it's just them. It's just it's all in one take. That was very old school Hollywood. Yeah. And I appreciated that so much. And there is all these different cinematic flourishes, new and old, throughout the entire thing, which I really appreciated. It's very well made. And one thing that one of my first thoughts when I got out of it was, I've owned Whiplash for a year. I need to sit down and finally watch it.
Oh, you haven't even seen it once?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
you're in for a treat on that one. But yeah, like by the end of it, like their chemistry between them.
Well, they've had 3 movies to
I know, but I mean, like even you saw Crazy Stupid Love, like their chemistry was great then, but like it really shines in this of like how good they are together.
And well, I would like to talk spoilers.
So La La Land spoilers.
Yeah. So one of in this household, one of the most controversial things is the way that this movie wraps up. Now, here's my take on. I don't think it's that sad. I think that it's heartbreaking, but it's not sad because like and this kind of, for me, why on top of just loving the performances, liking the music, loving the way it was made, why this movie really connected with me, and maybe you can relate on a certain level, let me know, is the concept of having a dream and then not really being able to live out that dream really connected to me. Because my entire life I wanted to work in movies. Like it was the only thing that I ever wanted to do.
And you're doing this dumb show.
Yeah, and then when I did it, it wasn't what I dreamt of it being.
Okay.
And after doing it for a while, it was like, this isn't what I want to do. And now I don't know what to do. And so that's definitely a theme. The theme of having a dream and it not becoming a reality is certainly a prevalent part. And it becomes the opposite. They both get their dream.
Yeah.
But then it was the importance of, what if your dream really is what makes you happy? Is it okay for one of those people not to live that dream so that the other can? And that's like really what the whole ending is it shows you that they would have been happy together. But he's still in the back of his mind always wanted to open that club. And in the version of life where they're together, he doesn't.
And she doesn't do her thing either.
Well, no, she still became a star.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She still got to live her dream, but he didn't. And so it wasn't. It's a better outcome when they both do.
But, and like, watching it and seeing that scene to start to play out, I was like, wow, they're really going to go here. Like, I was kind of impressed there. I was like, wow, this is just going to be a downer of an ending after this really kind of bright and colorful, mostly upbeat kind of movie. And then they do that great, almost like American in Paris type, like, musical dream sequence. And you're like, wow, this... And then they just that moment of them kind of acknowledging each other and, like congrats, good job.
And an acknowledgement that, like, she has that line to him when they're sitting in a park, which is very reminiscent. And the way that it plays out is slightly reminiscent of the ending of 500 Days of Summer. She says, I'm always going to love you. And I think that in that moment, it is an acknowledgement, like, I always will love you, but we're both doing what we dreamt of doing.
Yeah. We both have our own path. I think they even say we both have our own paths to follow.
Yeah.
We have to...
I love the movie, from start to finish. I know that it took you a little bit. I think it'd be interesting when you do see it again to see if, like, the whole movie clicks now knowing what it was. It really was. I mean, I feel like it was just instantly one of the most memorable movie watching experiences I've had in a long time. Like, it was really, like, the whole time I was so into it. And then it was like, because she hated it so much because of how it ended, it really was kind of like...
But she was into it up to that point, right?
I know, but then, it ruined it.
Well, sure.
But, and I can see, and also, but that's the thing, like, it is open to interpretation how you feel about that ending.
Yeah.
Like, seeing how great they were together, and then how they would have had, like, they still looks very much in love, very happy when you're seeing the path where they're together, where she's living her dream, he's happy, they have a kid, they look happy. There's not a moment where he doesn't look happy until they show him going by the club that's playing music that the type of club he would have wanted to open, and then that's when it delves into him the reality. Because in the back of your mind there still would always be that. But if you think that would be enough to still be happy with somebody you're so clearly with, then the ending would be very upsetting.
Yeah.
So it can be read either way. In my opinion, it ends in the best possible way.
I think you're 100% accurate on the mark of saying it's heartbreaking but not sad.
Yes.
Like, because
they are great together.
They are definitely happy doing the things that they love, but you want them to be together just because how great they are together and how great their chemistry is and how the movie plays out. And so it's heartbreaking that they can't both have their dreams and have each other, but it ends on a note of we're both doing what we love, we're both living our lives, but we still, we always have, say us, but we'll always
have Paris.
Yeah, kind of.
It was great. It was, I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, you hear the buzz, you hear that it's doing so well, and all these limited run and this and that.
Every
other people.
person I know who saw it was just like,
but then,
this is the best.
I frequently worry about movies that have that kind of everybody's loving this and that, because a lot of times those are the movies that let me down the hardest. Like when everybody likes it, sometimes I get very annoyed before like something like a Napoleon Dynamite or something where I'm just like, I hate this. I hate that everybody loves this.
And that's like partially how I was in the beginning too. I was like, what am I missing? Or is everybody just like blind? Like, is it like not a Napoleon Dynamite, but is it like that kind of thing where you're just like, what the hell? What do people see in this?
My biggest, the biggest equal film that I could relate it to, and we'll see if this ends up winning Best Picture, then it's definitely equivalent. And I know we're almost out of time. Is The Artist? I hated The Artist. I hate that movie. And I was afraid it would be another one of those.
I enjoyed it the first time I saw it. And then I saw it again, and I was just like, it's fine. I never thought it was a Best Picture worthy movie, though.
No. I would be, and there's been some good movies, and we'll probably do like a lead up, and we'll see if it even gets nominated. But I would be thrilled if this won multiple awards. I really would. I think that this is a movie that will stand the test of time for me. Then that's that. When I think of what is the Best Picture, like I hate that there are so, and we've talked. Does it really matter if you even win Academy Awards? No.
Sure.
But I always get so annoyed when I feel like that instantly that movie doesn't matter anymore that won, and it won, and it's forever going to be a Best Picture winner. Yeah. I don't feel like this would ever be in that place because the themes of this movie are so strong. And it is also such a great love letter to musicals and to Hollywood and everything else.
Like even something like last year, like Spotlight won, which I think is an amazing movie. I haven't really heard anything much about that since.
I mean, I love that movie.
I do too.
I mean, I agree. It doesn't feel like a movie that like for years and years people will tell their kids like, don't forget to watch Spotlight.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Like of the movies I think are from last year, as much as I love it, Spotlight isn't always on the top of that list.
I legitimately
but I think this is different.
This is the kind of movie that I will just always want to revisit. I'll just have to do it when she's not home. So, I'd love to know what people thought of La La Land. Let us know.
Maybe we'll break this out too.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments below what you thought of La La Land or anything else we talked about. Or you can tweet at me. I'm on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overabeer. We're on Instagram at over_a_beer. And of course, right here at youtube.com/overabeer. That'll wrap things up for today, though. So next time, drink up, and we'll see you in the new year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Because this is going to go up
Holy moly.
the week after Christmas.
Wow.
And then New Year's that weekend.
I believe you.
Yeah. So we'll see you in the new year, 2017. Some big fun stuff maybe planned.